Good morning. Happy New Year. Where's my son leaving me? He says, Mom, are you all set to go? And I said, yeah. And he just left me. I might need you, my son. Just saying. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. And Happy New Year to where I live in the Bahamas and throughout the world. I just want to say a happy, healthy 2024 to all of you, to all of my clients, my new clients, my old clients, the people that have stuck with me over the last 25 years. I just want to say a happy, healthy new year. And so you know what I do in the beginning of the year. I always start off the year with some type of cleanse or information about fasting or doing raw or doing a detox. But this year I decided to put a little spin on it, particularly for those people, yes, that is coming off of eating everything and the kitchen sink through the holidays. And hey, I just happen to be one of those people this year. This year, last year for me was a year that ended, I think, so fulfilling and lining up with God's plan and purpose for my life. And so I ended the year doing a lot of celebration, ended last year doing a lot of celebration, doing a lot of outing. And so I got off of my eating lifestyle for the most part, especially even during the holidays, ending 2023. But I'm not complaining at all. It was good. It was an experience. My body always let me know, Shay, what are you doing? But I had to tell my body, listen, this year I'm celebrating. I'm ending the year really, really strong. And for me, I just wanted to make sure that I was able to spend time with friends, family, loved ones, and just be able to enjoy the moment. And you know what it is. When you are in the holiday time, everyone is enjoying the holiday with food, with fun and laughter. And I did all of that. And for the most part, every time I'm on Facebook, whenever I have an opportunity to talk about food, one of the things I say to people is food doesn't have to always be funky. That's my way of saying bad food. It doesn't have to always be funky in order for it to be fun. I have found creative ways over the last 11 years as becoming a raw food chef to make food creative, to make food fun, to make food really, really good for you, and to make the food do for your body what it should do or what it was designed to do. And so when I thought about this year, 2024, moving forward, I wanted to combine a lot of what I was doing before to, of course, start the year through cleansing and detoxing, but also start the year a little bit more practical for the majority of the persons, because they would have just dove into everything when it comes to eating, alcohol, festivity, the whole 9 yards, right? So I want to first say a shout out to my mom. Yes, listen, Mom, you outdid yourself this time. As much as I wanted to bake a fruitcake, I did a little bit experimenting, and I did a little one myself, but it didn't come out like how my mom come out. So Mom, I want to say thank you for sending me that fruitcake. I did eat the whole thing, but let's say 3/4 of it I was able to share. I think a piece here and a piece there, and that was it. And because I knew I was about to start this, oh my goodness, I said, Shay, there's no way that you can leave this fruitcake in your pantry knowing that you're about to start the Daniel fast detox. And so I had to eat, yes, the whole thing that was left. And so I did it. I'm putting it out there to let you know that you're not alone. And so I too myself kind of splurged out of what I would normally do during the holiday time. So Daphne Lundy is joining us. Hi, Daphne. Daphne says a blessed morning to you, and also to you too, Daphne. Let me tell you, I don't know how your holiday was, Daphne, but listen, your girl, she splurged. I think I went out every weekend with friends, and I had a little bit of alcohol. My go-to is club soda, but I had a little bit of alcohol that I don't normally have. And so, yeah, I splurged, and Yeah, my body is certainly telling of it, you know. And one of the things I want to start talking about, even before I get into dispelling the myths about fasting from food. You know, in the Bahamas, we have, OMG, we have so many myths, you know. I get this. This is what happens to me when it comes to fasting. Because our Grammy said it, we believe it to be the truth. And so this video really this morning, this live really this morning is for two purposes, really to say welcome to all of the persons that are registered for the Daniel Fast Detox. We start officially today, and then I have about 25% of us is going to start the following Monday because they're still traveling and they're off. That's the first purpose for the video. And the second purpose is really to dispel a lot of the myths that are associated with fasting from food. And the reason why I specify fasting from food, because here in our culture, in the Bahamas and throughout the Caribbean, when we talk about fasting, primarily we equate it to a spiritual fast. Now, here's the thing. I want to say this. My church right now is involved with fasting, and when you think about it, throughout the Bahamas and the Caribbean and maybe even the world, I want to say, people start the year with a lot of spiritual practices like fasting, and fasting meaning abstaining yourself from a certain type of pleasures, and it can be food. In addition to that, spending time with God, meditation, also just quieting your spirit to hear from God, the universe, about what it is that you need to do to propel you forward in your life in areas like your health, your personal life, your business, you know, so on and so on. And so my Daniel fast really is around health and nutrition, the holistic approach of just being a better person and feeling better overall. Now, let me just say this right here. I gotta be honest with you. The majority of the people that come to me over the years, they come to me for weight loss. They do, because my programs over the years have been proven to help you to release weight. But like I say to most people in the beginning of the year, it's bigger than weight loss. It's about a holistic approach, a holistic mindset, setting your goals, and really looking at the way you release weight, and not just release weight, but keep off the weight that you release. Because aren't you just tired of gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight? Aren't you just simply tired of the yo-yo lifestyle when it comes to, hold on, let me clean my glasses a minute, when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to weight loss, when it comes to just improving your quality of life? And I want to say here and take this moment. You know, sometimes people approach me and say, Shay, why are you fasting? You know, why are you yourself fasting? I still don't know why today. People still say that to me. But here's one of the things I want to say to you. I'm a nutritionist, and one of the things people will know about me is I lead by example. I don't just talk to my clients or prospective clients about what to do. I actually do it. I hold your hands through it. And I think for me, over the years, why I have been so successful in the area of nutrition, health, and wellness is because I model what it is that I preach. And so one of the things, you know, I'm going to say one of the things a lot in this video, because that happens to be my segue word. So y'all don't be pointing fingers and laughing at me, right? But additionally, hey, I found another segue word. I want to say, for those of you that are in the health and wellness field, particularly my colleagues, I want to speak specifically to you guys. This is 2024. This is a new year. And for too long, we who are in the field of nutrition, health, medicine, the whole modality of wellness, we have not been a doer of what it is we practice. And so I want to encourage the people that are in this field to be a doer of what you tell your clients, your patients to do. It's so important to model it, because here it is. If you are motivating people, if you are inspiring people, if you are encouraging people to live their best life, let them see an example in you. Is it easy? No, it is not easy. We know that. And people think it's easy. You know what? Let me just pause right here and tell you, it is not easy. In no aspect, really, whether it's health and wellness, whether whatever whatever your field is, whatever your type of work is, wherever, if you are a leader and you're standing in the forefront, inspiring from a place of practicing what you preach is a difficult place. But I promise you, if you are lined up in your gift according to the plan and purpose that God has for you, then it's easy. I promise you, this for me is easy. The majority of the times when I get inspired and I get download, it comes from Yahweh, it comes from Jehovah, it comes from the universe, it comes from my God. It comes directly into me. Sometimes it's at night. Sometimes the Holy Spirit is nudging me to get me up to write stuff down just for you. And so if you are taking the holistic approach when it comes to whatever it is that you do, today we're talking about health and wellness and nutrition because this is what I do. I've been doing what I've been doing for almost 25 years, and I promise you the rewards that I get. Sometimes even when I want to throw in the towel and say, I'm not going to host another cleanse, I'm not going to do another speaking engagement, I'm not going to do any training, the Holy Spirit say, listen, Shay, get yourself together, give yourself a moment and get your shoulders squared and get back to work. And so here I am in January 2024, starting with my Daniel fast detox. Yay! I am so excited to introduce the Daniel fast detox. And let me say this particular fast is the first time I'm doing it. Daniel fast detox, but I'm going to tell you how it was birthed. And what makes this particular fast detox so special in just a minute. So I want to say again, this live is not going to be long. We're going to be here for the next 40 minutes. I want to talk about dispelling the myths about fasting from food, one, and also want to talk to you a little bit about how the Daniel fast detox works, and just welcome you to the new year, and just want to encourage you. If you are at a place in your life in 2024 and you say, man, listen, I'm just so tired of doing these diets at the beginning of the year, and by the time it's February roll around, I'm overweight again, I'm feeling sick, the inflammation flares up again, my diabetes, my diabetic numbers are out of whack, hypertensive, I'm still feeling all of these symptoms, even symptoms that are associated with menopause as well, because this year again, in addition to last year, with Shanique Miller be on the headlines, I also too will be joining Miss Miller as a guest expert, talking about and answering your questions about menopause and how we can navigate menopause safely, how we can minimize the symptoms. So I'm excited about that as well. And so I want to say, if for you, any of you that are listening, watching this on a rerun, if you have questions from me associated with menopause, send me a video asking the questions, and we'll be sure to answer them live with Shanique Miller be on the headline when we start our series about menopause and the benefits of actually going through the journey of menopause. I know you thought, benefits to menopause? Yeah, Shay, there are some benefits to menopause. It means you made it over, honey. If my grandma was here, she would say, you made it over. So I'm excited about that series with Shanique Miller, Beyond the Headlines, the menopause series starting early in 2024. Okay, so back to the Daniel fast detox. So the first thing I want to say, when we talk about fasting, fasting has so many layers, especially today. It has become a buzzword. If you look throughout social media, people are talking about fasting. A lot of the experts are talking about how fasting works, intermittent fasting, fasting for 24 hours, OMAD, which is 1 meal a day, intermittent fasting, the 18-16 hours. Also, if you look from the spiritual connotation, the Bible speaks about a Daniel fast, and what that Daniel fast comprised of is fruits and vegetables, removing all alcohol, meats, the frozen synthetic foods, the added foods, the foods that have added ingredients in it, to all of the prepared foods, all of these foods which we should be abstaining from during a Daniel fast. And so, your girl just tweak her stuff. Whenever I tweak, I promise you, I get a download from the Spirit of God, because I'm always asking God, how can you help me service my clients and new potential people better? How can you help me to do that? Because over the last 7 years, my goal as a nutritionist, and a wellness coach, as well as a raw food expert, is not just to get you to release weight, but get you to keep the release weight off, and to get you to see weight loss from a holistic perspective, not just about losing weight. Because let me tell you, I'm gonna pat myself on the back right now. I'm good when it comes to getting people to release weight. I am. But let me tell you, I want my numbers to increase, where I see the people that I get to release weight keeping it off. Now, one thing I can say, over the last 5 years, I've seen my number increase. I've seen it, because people have come back to me and say, Shay, since I've done this, since I've done your 21-day cleanse, I remember doing your raw in 2021, I've been able to implement the recipes. I've been able to expand the way I make my salads. I've been able to put in a lot of creativity in what it is that I do now when it comes to my wellness and health lifestyle. And so I've seen my numbers increase from my clients who have been with me over the last 10, 15, and in some cases even 20 years of doing my programs. As a matter of fact, my 21-day cleanse this year is 2024, so this would be the 23rd year for my 21-day cleanse, which I start sometime in, I think it's Lent, so sometime in March. If you go to my website, you will see the dates posted on there. And the 21-day cleanse is really, I call, one of the extreme types of whole body cleanse that I do. And for the most part, people who have been doing that cleanse with me have been doing that for a period of time. And so that does not start until March, sometime the beginning of Lent. Ash Wednesday, I think it is. But today we're talking specifically about the people who may have done my raw, who have done my cleanse or my 7-day diet detox. The Daniel fast detox was birthed from a combination of all of those types of detox that I do. However, we are doing this Daniel fast detox for 21 days. And listen, why 21 days? Because you all know, you all have heard it before. It takes a minimum of 21 days to kind of get in the routine, to form a habit, to kind of say, okay, I've been doing this for 21 days. I could continue to do this. And so that's why we liken 21 days to it. Plus, listen, all the junk y'all been eating over the holidays, listen, y'all need to give y'all body a break, at least for 21 days. And when you think about it, 21 days really is not long. It is long, but it's still not long. If you have your head in the game, if you have put into practice some of the things that I talk about doing before you start a program like this, it's not an easy journey. So let me just say this. Let me stop right there, because I'm not telling you that it's an easy journey. What I'm telling you is a journey that is an holistic approach. And when you think of your health, releasing the weight, keeping it off, cleansing all of your major organs, this journey is worth it. I remember, true story, I remember on my, y'all know I don't like to talk about numbers, but anyway, I'm gonna put it out there. On my 55th birthday, I remember that year, I said, I want to do the 21-day cleanse. I did it myself. And then people would say, Shay, why would you go on a cleanse, a detox, during your birthday? I want you to think about that just for a minute. Your birthday is all about giving God thanks for the years that He has given you. Your birthday is all about celebrating yourself with family and friends. Your birthday is also about rewarding, telling yourself, well done, you did well. That's what your birthday is all about. So in my eyes, when I equate a detox, I equate giving myself a gift of wellness, giving myself a gift of a fresh start, giving myself of a gift of shutting myself down physically from eating and emotionally, so I can hear and tap into the source. And my glass is crooked. Okay, all right, because a handle is missing from this side. If you guys see it, let me show it to you. Yeah, it's missing from that side, but nonetheless, I still wear it anyway. So that's how I see my birthday and celebrating. So when I think about a detox or a cleanse for that matter, a whole body cleanse, I see that as giving myself a gift for my birthday. And 55 is a milestone, 50 is a milestone, 40 is a milestone, 30 is a milestone. So there are some milestones, years that you're going to come across if you're fortunate enough and that God allows that you want to celebrate, and you want to celebrate it differently. I know we're accustomed to the cake and the champagne, and while that is good, you have some balance in there. You can also now think about, how can I say thank you? Thank you to Jehovah for the body that he has given you. And how can you say thank you? I think one of the most fitting ways is to put yourself on a detox program where you quiet your spirit and you hear from the universe, especially if your birthday is in the beginning of the year, the January, the February, the March. This is the perfect way to do it. So you could connect with your higher self in order to, see your vision from a broader perspective, your personal vision, your vision in business, and so on, a vision for your family and all the whole nine yards. For some of you that may not even be married yet, you may be believing God, for a new spouse, or a spouse. For some of those of you that want to conceive, you might be in a relationship. You may want to quiet your spirit and shut your body down, allow your body to heal itself so you maybe could conceive, and for a number of reasons. Detoxing in the beginning of the year is a wonderful, wonderful thing. Okay, so I babble on enough. I want to get right now into the meat of why I'm here. We're talking about the Daniel Fast Detox and dispelling the myths about fasting from food. OMG, this is going to be a ride, because you all know, oh my God, here in the Bahamas, boy, we got some myths. Oh my God. Okay, so what I want to do is, as I dispel these myths, my goal is not to go into too much of the science, because I don't want to lose you. So I'm going to dab in a little bit into the science and a little bit just on, the mechanics and how it works naturally. Because when there's in, there has to be an out. When there's an up, there has to be a down. This is just how the universe works. And so when we think about myths, it has to kind of make sense. Back then when our parents said it and we heard people say it, you repeated it, but as you became wiser, as you became more knowledgeable, as we expand ourselves in the world today, in the www World Wide Web, we realize, wait a minute, that really don't make sense. And so I'm going to start off with the first one, dispelling the myth. When we don't eat hot food in the morning, we get chaos. Bum, 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 bum. Drum roll. OMG. Oh my goodness. Listen, I'm going to take a moment right here. For those of you that may be tuning in or watching the rerun, to give yourself a moment. Are you one of those persons that say, girl, Shay, listen, when I don't eat hot food, I just get gas. OMG. Now, let me just say this. Gas, yeah, it is a real thing that disturbs the digestive tract, your digestive system. It is a real thing. But it is not, I repeat, not associated with eating hot food for your first meal. And so here's the science behind why this makes sense. This doesn't make sense. Because here's the thing is, we are living beings. Yeah, that's right. We're living. We're live. So when we eat hot food, we are actually disrupting our live enzymes first thing in the morning. Yeah, we're disrupting the natural flow and process of how God ordained for it to happen. We should be starting the morning with live foods. Yes, live foods, or fasting from food, allowing our bodies to rest, get up, do what it is that we need to do, go into the bathroom and release, yes, and start our palate cleansing with water, people. Not chicken sauce. Sorry, just putting it out there. Not chicken sauce, not grits, not tuna, not sausage, all of the Bahamian, Caribbean staples, the American, the European, all of the pancakes, the sausage. Oh, we need to have a protein shake, the whole nine yards. Or else we are going to have gas. I have to eat shake because I'm going to get gas. Listen, people. I used to believe that as well. Now, let me tell you what is real. Gas is real. Not eating hot food gives you gas is not real. The body is live. The body needs to be awakened with food that is live or no foods to allow the body to rest and reset to get your body moving for the day. So I want to pause right here and turn it into the Daniel Fast Detox. The Daniel Fast Detox, we have a intermittent window that we are going to be consuming all of what we eat pardon me, during this Daniel fast. And our window is 9 hours. It's not 8, it's not 10, it's not 22. It is actually 9 hours. So the Daniel fast intermittent windows eating is 9 hours. And guess what? We don't start consuming anything until 11 a.m. So I want you to pause here and think about it. Some people that are a part of the Daniel fast detox now are saying, Shay, wait, we're not eating anything until 11 a.m.? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm going to get gas. You know, I'm smiling, right? Because I've heard this so many times. So here's the thing, right? Cheryl, thank you so much for joining me. Cheryl Christie Leary. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Oh, Cheryl Christ-like Leary. All right. Cheryl, thank you for joining me. And Daphne is also joining me for dispelling the myths about fasting from food, and also we're talking about the Daniel Fast Detox. And so let me just get right back to that. For the people that think they're going to get gas, here's the thing, right? A thought and a belief is also tied to your mental capacity as well. If you continue to believe that you're going to get gas, if you don't eat food and say that and perpetuate the words and put it into the ether, yes, it will happen. I am a firm believer of your words. You know, the word of God talks about your words. It talks about anything that is in the abundance of the heart, the mouth will speak. Here is the thing we want to know, and we want to learn and understand and separate. While it may not be true, it is a practice to speak it into existence until it is true. So let me repeat that. Because some people say, but that's not the reality. You know, that's not the reality, Shay. So here's my reality. I will speak it until it's performed. That's my reality. You speak those things to an existence, in existence. And so the fact of the matter is, you may be a person that will normally get gas if you don't eat hot food because that's what you believe. You know, today we are dispelling the myths about some of the things that we've learned about when we're fasting from food and getting gas. When I don't eat hot food is a myth. That is not the case. And so you may have gas, but it's not from not eating hot food. Okay? So I just want to make the separation of that. I'm not saying that gas is not real. Arizona, good morning, honey. Welcome. And Arizona is definitely joining me for the Daniel Fast Detox. Arizona is my girl. And I want to pause right here to say this about you, Arizona. I want to say to you how proud I am of you. I've been looking at you, you know, as you come to either pick up your stuff. I see you on the road and I said, Arizona is in the game. She is not just on a weight loss journey, but Arizona is on a holistic journey where she understands now it is more important to keep the release weight off and live a holistic lifestyle as it is opposed to I'm going to release weight. So Arizona, I want to say I'm super proud of you. And again, this morning, thank you for joining me, and to you, Cheryl, and to you, Daphne, as well. So when we talk about the Daniel fast and eating all of what it is that we're going to consume during this fast from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., outside of those windows, we are doing absolutely nothing besides drinking water. Now, let me tell you something. I like to make this joke, right? You can drink warm water, cold water, hot water, room temperature water, any kind of water you want, but it has to be water. Now, for those that know me, y'all know I like sparkling water, I like club soda, I like Pellegrino, I like all the waters. You know, these waters doesn't have many calories in it, but it's just the idea of like having a fizz water, right? But here's the thing is, right, these fizz waters are fine, but when you're fasting, what you want to do is you want to consecrate the time outside of the 11 a.m. to the 8 p.m. time with just water. Just connect. People say things to me like, Shay, water tastes bad. Water, it does. I can't drink water. Listen, people, it is a mindset. Plus, more than 80% of your body is made up with water. So you don't just need to like water. Your body needs to have water. The muscles, the skeletal system, your skin, it needs water. Your organs, your spleen, your kidneys, your liver, to keep hydrated, you need water. Okay, so don't despise water. And I myself found through the holiday, listen, I didn't drink much water. And I looked at my skin and I said, what the cotton socks is this? My skin started to look a little turtle-like, and I was like, duh, Shay, you haven't had enough water. So listen, people, stay hydrated. One of the things we tend to do during the winter time is because it's cold, we don't want water. Just make it a little warmer. Drink room temperature water. And I just note right now, I'm going to have a station break for some water. That felt so good going down. So, good morning. Look, who else is joining us? Arizona, Arizona. Say thank you. You're most welcome, Arizona. You've done well. Thank you too, Cheryl, for joining us. I want to say now too, if anyone else is interested, we have a few more spaces. I want to say, I think 5 spaces left for anyone that want to join us to start on Monday. Hit me up at 801-4885, and this is for the Daniel Fast Detox. If you want to start the year off right with your girl, Shay, and the other 35 persons that are already joining us and has started today, which is Wednesday. We started in the middle of the week. Yeah, listen, this is another thing I want to get to by dispelling a next myth, right? And I don't really know if it's a myth or it's something that we do consistently, but I just want to dispel it anyway. And it's intentional that we started today. And here's why. Because, again, one of these myths or saying around things is, whatever it is that you do, you start it on a Monday. Like if you're going on a diet and if you're doing this, a detox, you start on a Monday. Again, that is a myth. There's nothing linked, no science, no anything linked to having to start a cleanse, a detox, a diet, exercising program, even getting a new job. You know, that's really off the cuff, but there's nothing tied to a Monday. And so intentionally, we started today. Today is Wednesday. Today is actually known as a Wellness Wednesday. I dubbed Wellness Wednesday. Oh my God, how long ago that was? A long time. I think I want to say about 18 years ago. Yeah, because my son is 17. And yeah, he was not here yet. Oh, I was pregnant with him? I'm not quite certain. So I dubbed Wellness Wednesday some 18 years ago. So for the people that you see around, people are talking about, oh, it's a Wellness Wednesday. I dubbed that many, 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 many years ago because, again, I wanted to tie wellness and dieting and detox to something other than Monday. And so I remember starting the Wellness Wednesday with Chrissy Love so many years ago. Chrissy, if you're listening, I want to say hi. And then we continued the journey in other facets of persons that are in my life where I would come on as a wellness expert to talk about nutrition and weight loss. And, you know, Shanique Miller is my girl. She's also joining me for fasting with 21 days in the beginning of the year. And I have a couple of other persons that are joining me. Let me don't get into the name thing for people say, Shay, you didn't call my name. All right. So again, if you are thinking about joining the Daniel Fast Detox or even anything or doing anything with any persons this year, please don't think it has to be a Monday. Start on a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday, just so you could kind of break that idea of okay, so it has to be on a Monday. Or people say, oh, you know, Shay, if I don't start it on a Monday, I feel a little off. Again, it is a belief system. It's not necessarily serving you to your highest goals. You may feel like, okay, Monday, I'm just going to eat a bunch of crap. And I want to start on the weekend. I'm going to eat a bunch of crap, and Monday I want to start. And so, listen, just get that thought out of your head and start today. It doesn't matter what day it is. If it's not Monday, start today. Can you start on a Sunday? By all means. Can you start on a Saturday? By all means. Just like how we have people worship on Sunday, or some people worship on a Saturday, it's the same thing. When it comes to health, just get that idea of a Monday out of your head and know that you can start today. So I want to encourage you for that. All right, so another myth we're talking about, dispelling. OMG. Let me tell you something. Our people, we have, oh my God, we have a way. Okay, so here's another myth. Shay, when I eat, I have to drink afterwards. I'm going to pause right there. How else is the food going to be digested? Share, I got a drink. They put the water there and they put the food there. You might even be eating a healthy meal like a salad or some vegetables, a piece of fish, something that equates to healthy. But right after you ate that healthy meal, you pick up your orange juice or your whatever, your Vitamalt or your, I don't know, whatever it is that you drink, your pineapple juice, your cranberry juice, your I don't know, the fruit punch, whatever it is that you drink, and you go ahead and you consume that right after your meal. So here is one of the things I want to say to you. Digestion has nothing to do with drinking after your meal. That's a myth. People in my culture, people in the Caribbean, the Bahamas, I even hear it, in the United States. People feel like or believe that when you eat, you have to drink afterwards to help the food digest. No. All right, you ready for the science behind it? So these teeth right here, them, what God gave you, them molars back there, the purpose of them is to chew and masticate your food. I've said this over the years. I've been on the radio. I've been on TV as a health expert talking to you about nutrition, talking to you about weight loss. It is these that causes the food to be masticated properly if you chew your food properly. And then something else is released. It's called enzymes. The enzyme comes up. It attaches itself to the food, and then the digestion process starts. Has nothing to do with water, people. Nothing. Did I say nothing? Nothing, nothing, nothing. Yeah. The enzymes is released through your saliva and the form of chewing. And so this is why it is so important when you eat not to drink after you eat. You just disrupted your whole gut flora by adding liquid to that. Now here's the thing. We can go just a little bit deeper in this area, not too much deeper, because today we're really talking about the Daniel fast, detox, and we're also dispelling some myths about fasting from food and some of the things we've been doing. And I'm talking to you about these because a lot of these myths will actually help to keep you fat, help to keep your digestive system disrupted, and cause bloating and all of these other problems we talk about in the beginning of the year when people say, oh, Shay, I ate this and why am I so bloated? This is one of the main reasons that we have to restore our gut, because we actually disrupted it, because we are drinking. We're drinking after we eat our food because we believe that drinking is going to help the food digest. Just think about it for a minute when you eat this hot food, and culturally we like this food that is steaming hot. I was eating something over the holidays and one of my friends said to me, Shay, can you eat that cold? And I turned around and I looked at them and I said, yeah, our body temperature aligns more with room temperature food than hot food. And so when we align our body systematically with what goes naturally in nature, it works better. It just makes sense. It works better. And so, yeah, I eat room temperature food all the time. Do I have hot food from time to time? Yeah, but I never start my morning with anything hot. And for those of you that know me, even when I'm having like my sea moss tea, I would sip on it and I would make it closer to room temperature rather than hot, because I recognize and I know better that when you're having hot foods, it doesn't go in tandem with your body. And so that myth that we talked about first, we want to dispel that. We should not be having hot food for our first meal because we think that hot food keeps us from gas. It does not. And for those of you that want the science behind it, I said it in the earlier part of this video. You'll have to go back and watch the science behind having hot food for breakfast, thinking it alleviates gas. It does not. So Marian Anderson, my good cousin, is joining me. Hey, cuz. Happy 2024. Happy New Year to you. We are continuing to talk about dispelling the myths. And in addition to that, I want to go just a little bit deeper and talk about the digestion and how drinking water after you eat something can actually disrupt that. So the body naturally has an enzymatic value. I think it's somewhere between, I want to say between 32 and 35 um, enzymes naturally occurring in the body. And these enzymes are to break the food down. And when you chew and you masticate your food properly and the saliva starts to release, these enzymes are coming up. And these different types of enzymes are associated with digesting different types of macronutrients, which is your protein, your carbs, your fat. Those are the macronutrients. They're separate from the micronutrients. And these enzymes are responsible for breaking them down. And so it's not the water. And so the last thing you want to do is after you eat is drink water. Now, some people say, oh, Shay, I'm thirsty. It does take a discipline and it does take a practice. Now, for people that are so accustomed to drinking after their meals, what I encourage them to do is drink before you eat. People say stuff like, oh, Shay, but that can make me full. And you're supposed to stop eating when you're full. I mean, that's it. And so for people that see, Shay, you don't drink anything after you eat? 95% of the time, no. Why? Because I need my belly for my food. And in addition to that is I don't want to disrupt the enzyme and digestion process of drinking liquid after you eat. So that's another myth, thinking that water actually helps to digest the food. It doesn't. Food digestion starts with masticating your food properly. When the enzyme is released, that digests the foods. And contrary to when you actually drink liquid, as soon as you eat, it actually disrupts that process. And then you find people that are plagued with things like indigestion, bloating, that a feeling of being too full after you ate your food, or that we call it the itis after you ate, because you just slurp down a whole Vitamalt or whatever, you know. Pardon me if I'm using these names, but nothing to the company or the products, but we're just talking about drinking any liquid. Now, there are some parts in the world, I just want to put in this little tip right here, that people drink during eating and after they're eating, and it's been a practice for many, many years. Like, you know, in Asia, in Europe, people drink tea. They drink green tea for that matter. Also chai, black tea, in certain parts through Asia, India, Japan, and China. And this has been a custom they've been used to. But again, if you look at these customs, their food is properly combined and they're sipping these teas. And if you look at these cultures, a lot of these cultures are not obese, they're not overweight, they're not plagued with chronic diseases like we are. So obviously it's working for them and working for their digestive system. And it depends on what it is that you are drinking. So believe it or not, outside of these teas that have other additional benefits to help with digestion, you really shouldn't be drinking anything after you eat, including water. And you want to wait ideally anywhere from between 45 minutes to an hour before you drink any liquid. So dispelling that myth. Here's another myth, right? Chewing gum. Why are we chewing gum? Why are we chewing gum? People say, oh, I chew gum because it helps me to not think about food, or I chew gum because, I don't know, the breath. They chew gum for all of these reasons, right? And they think chewing gum actually helps them to eat less and helps them to lose weight. Now, some of these myths, I don't know where they came from, but I'm here to tell you, there is nothing true about that. When it comes to gum chewing, like, really? No. If you are on a weight loss journey, if you are on a health journey, if you have issues with gas and indigestion, the last thing you want to do is be chewing any gum. And then here's what people say to me. Shay, no, I choose sugar-free gum. It doesn't matter whether the gum is sugar-free or not. When we're talking about indigestion and bloating, it doesn't matter. When we're talking about disrupting your flora, you should not be chewing gum. Now, here's a little science behind that. When you're chewing gum, the brain says, hey, she's masticating something. Release those enzymes, because the brain doesn't know the difference between gum, where it's still the chewing effect, but nothing is going down, versus the chewing effect and you're eating food and something is going down. So what do you think happened? The natural process. You're chewing the gum, you're chewing, and then the brain says, okay, let's release those enzymes. And then you start to release those enzymes. And think of chewing the gum consistently. As you release those enzymes to break down the food that is supposed to be coming down from being masticated, nothing is coming down because you're chewing gum. So what do you think the enzymes is breaking down? Just think about that for a minute. The lining of your stomach over a period of time. Sensitive stomach. Think about it. Yeah, that's what's happening. Indigestion, the bloating. Yeah, because you're playing, I want to say Russian roulette with your gut by chewing gum. Chewing gum is not a normal practice. If you are fasting and you're chewing gum all day, you're eating all day. Can the body rest? No. So even when you're fasting for spiritual reason, but you're looking to reap the benefit from it in terms of your waistline and weight, don't chew gum. Don't. Because you're telling, the brain is saying, Shay is eating all day, Shay is eating all day, because she's chewing. The brain doesn't know the difference between a gum and lettuce. It doesn't know. So if you are on a health journey and you want to restore the microflora in your gut, you want the enzymes to be rejuvenated and regenerated in the gut so your body can naturally digest food without any bloating and indigestion, stop. That's in sign language. Stop chewing gum. Yeah, stop. You're just making things worse. And so that's one of those myths that we have known for so much years when it comes to fasting. So your brain thinks that you're eating all day. And here's something that you should know. The body does what it does. Whether it grows, it heals, it releases, it restores, it rejuvenates, whichever one of those words you want to use, when it's resting. Resting from food, one, and resting emotionally, two. When it's resting, that's when the body does what it does. So if you want your body to heal, you want to have time to think and just get your thought process together emotionally, stop the gum. You're disrupting the whole process. Okay, that's enough there. All right, so we got a few minutes left. We got another 12 minutes left. If anyone here that is watching live, Daphne, Cheryl, Arizona, Marion, thank you for watching. If you have a question, put it there in the chat and I'll answer that question for you. Listen, I'm excited about the Daniel Fast Detox. Listen, we start today. And yes, we don't eat our first meal until 11 a.m. And so for those that are on it, we know what our meals look like. Now, because we're doing the Daniel fast, we know the meal is only going to equate to fruits and vegetables. But I want to say to you guys, the fruits and vegetables is going to be transformative. Oh my God, that's a big word, right? But what I want to say is that they're going to be delicious, because in the Daniel Fast Detox this year, I have my recipe book, and y'all know when it comes to eating raw, one of the things I like to do is I like to transform the vegetables and the fruits and make a cohesive, delicious looking and tasting meal. And so that's what we're going to do. Next week, I'm going to do a live where I'm going to transform a complete meal just using fruits and vegetables. And I'm going to add some dessert in there too. However, I just want you to know, in this particular Daniel Fast Detox, we are only having one meal for between, I think our meal times is, if anyone who's on, remember the meal times, it's between a certain hour. We're going to be eating the one meal. And outside of eating that one Daniel Fast meal, we are going to be doing juice detox shots. And the juice detox, yeah, that's a tongue twister, juice. juice detox shots are provided for you along with your supplements, your pre and your probiotics, of course, your CMOS, and also all of the juice shots. They're all going to be provided for you. And for anyone that want to actually sign and register, you can hit me up at 801-4885. We have 5 more spots. Kevisha, just confirm that for me. For anyone wanting to start on this coming Monday, we today have already started. So this is day 1. Thank you, Arizona. It's from 6 to 8 p.m. Thank you so much. That's when we're going to be having our Daniel Fast meal. So next week, when I actually do the live, I'm going to do the live between that time so we can actually eat our meal the same time while we're actually joining into the fast. And so look forward to that live coming up. And even I'm doing the live primarily for people even that are not a part of the fast. They can see how you can actually transform a whole beautiful scrumptious meal using fruits and vegetables to create this wonderful meal. So look forward to that for next week Friday. I'm going to start at 6 p.m. Just so that when we cook, we are able to eat as well and show you what a complete cohesive meal can look like during this Daniel fast. So we don't have to think, oh, Shay, I'm just eating fruits and vegetables. As a matter of fact, one of the things I want to say is if you are doing the Daniel fast detox and you have more weight to lose, you definitely want to do more vegetables than fruit, because it actually causes you to lose more weight. And I can show you how to make that so easy. When you look at my recipe book, a lot of the recipes includes fruits and vegetables, but how you transform them and what makes them delicious is the tools that I use: the blender, the vegetable sterilizer, the food processor, and the herbs that we use. We use fresh herbs. Of course, I use sea moss and everything. Why? Because you all know your girl is the sea moss queen, plus the benefits of sea moss. And so in addition to using sea moss, we use spices and we use herbs like turmeric and ginger and fennel and cumin and cilantro. You all know cilantro is one of my favorite all-time things. Oh my God, if you all know me, I love cilantro and parsley. All of these fresh herbs, how you use them to transform your meals and to make your meals delicious and to make your meals so much bigger and more than just a salad. And so let me tell you, if you are thinking about joining this Daniel Fast Detox because you're saying, oh, Shay, I'm so sick and tired, I don't want to diet, but I want to do a little bit of not eating so much because I have been eating too much during the holiday. This Daniel Fast Detox is perfect, and I call it my all-time, so easy to do fast detox during this year in 2024 because it's easy. All of the supplements and the detox juice I provide for you, and it's easy to shake up and drink it, and then we have our meal. Shanique is calling me. Shanique, I am on live. Shanique is calling me, but I am on live. Shanique, I am on live, and I'm finishing up just a minute. I'll talk to you soon, honey bunny. Okay. All right. So that is the wonders of being live. Yeah, you get calls during live. All right, so I want to wrap up. But another thing I want to talk about quickly is coconut water. So here's the thing I want to talk about. And this is not necessarily a myth. This is something that I want people to understand because people that are on a weight loss journey, specifically, and if you are decreasing your carbs, a particular macronutrient, you do not want to be drinking coconut water throughout the day. And here's why. Because while coconut water is high in electrolytes, it's also high in carbs. Yeah, carbs. Especially the coconut water and the jelly. And so if you are on the Daniel Fast Detox and you are one of those persons who want to release a little bit more weight, you want to drink the coconut water only when you're drinking your detox shots and not throughout the day. What I recommend more throughout the day is water, sea moss, and herbal tea. And that's, again, only within your eating window. And when I say eating, I don't necessarily mean the eating of the Daniel Fast meal, but also when you are consuming the detox shot. And so in this case, our eating window is from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. And our actual Daniel Fast meal is between 6 to 8 p.m. And so there is a difference there. And so coconut water, while it is good, it's high in electrolytes, it's definitely a good way to help you to sustain your energy while you're fasting. It is also high in carb, and this is why whenever I'm doing my clean keto, the Daniel, when I'm doing my clean keto, or if people are want to go into ketosis, I don't necessarily recommend coconut water because it is high in carb. And so for those of you that have been drinking coconut water consistently all through the day and don't understand why they're not losing weight or not keeping the carb content down, this is why. So again, coconut water has the electrolyte, is a good healthy food to use when you are doing raw, but during your fasting window, when you're not consuming any calories, you do not want to be consuming coconut water. I had a client, true story, one time we were doing OMAD and we were having the one meal a day, and my OMAD is I give my clients 3 hours where they could complete their meal, because I'm always teaching about food combining and digestion, because it's important even while you are eating a certain kind of food, it needs to be combined properly in order to release weight and to not to disrupt the natural gut flora. Outside of those 3 hours, she was drinking sometimes between 4 to 6 glasses of coconut water throughout the whole day. And at the end of it, she said, "Shay, how come I didn't lose as much weight?" And then once she explained it to me, I said, "Well, really, you were eating all day." So again, when you're drinking coconut water throughout the day, while it may be equate to a Daniel fast, it's not equate to fasting completely from food. So I wanted to make the separation and the distinction so you would know it. So just keep that in mind. Outside of the hours that we're eating, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., you're not to be consuming anything unless it is water only. So we got a few more minutes wrapping up. Any questions? Any questions? I want to leave it open for anyone that may have any questions. Today we do start the Daniel Fast Detox. I'm excited about it, excited to have all of you joining. Again, my cousin Marion, thank you so much for joining. Marion, you did call me and said you were thinking about starting. Listen, I got 5 more spaces, so let me know if you want one of those. But you will start on Monday coming. Cheryl, if you're thinking about joining, you can. And even for those that may not be a part of the Daniel Fast but want to enjoy the recipes in my Daniel Fast Detox book, that book is available as well. Sharon Brown says, "Do you know anyone much have pink salt?" Yeah, you can find pink salt in basically all of the grocery stores, Sharon. Yeah. You can find pink salt in pretty much all of the grocery salt. We use pink salt in addition to fasting, because pink salt is high in electrolytes, just like coconut water, but without the carb intake. And I like to just use a pinch of it, put it under the tongue. It does help with your energy. It does help you to go even in ketosis, so where your body will get the energy from the ketone that is live in the body. And so yes, you can put just a pinch of the pink salt in warm water, or you can put a pinch of it underneath your tongue, Sharon. I hope that that answers your question, or anyone listening can transfer that question to Sharon. Yeah, just a pinch of pink salt, because you may have to do it throughout the day. Just a pinch of the pink salt. Okay, so just wrapping up now. Just want to remind everyone that this coming Monday we're starting, we're continuing for the other persons that want to, just a pinch. Okay, thank you, Arizona. Arizona's my girl. She said just a pinch of the pink salt. Again, you can put it under the tongue, or you can put it in a little bit of warm water, maybe 1 to 2 ounces of warm water, or even up to 4 ounces of warm or room temperature water. You drink that down, and that does help to actually even satiate you and keep the energy levels up. Now, again, can you survive until 11 a.m. with before you have your first meal during this fast? Yes, you can. People talk about headaches. People talk about other things that happen to them. A lot of these symptoms are true and associated with the transition of any type of diet and lifestyle change. But what I promise you is water and pink salt, even sea moss, will help to minimize those symptoms and it will help you to transition better. Another thing that will help to minimize those symptoms is not gorging on food and alcohol before you start. As a matter of fact, I talk about this during the Monday fasting. I talk about this all the time. You want to minimize your carbs and alcohol almost to zero before you go into any detox or a fasting, because it actually helps to minimize the symptoms like the headaches and the withdrawals. And in addition to helping to minimize them, you want to consume a lot of water, because water actually helps. Believe it or not, drink the warm water first thing in the morning, sip on it. If you need it, almost like a tea without all of the other ingredients, sip on some hot water, and I say sip. Warm water, all of these things. And of course, you can add in the pink salt as an electrolyte to help you have sustained energy, and also to help you to minimize those symptoms if you are fasting. So again, I want to say welcome, welcome, welcome to the Daniel Fast Detox. We start today, prayer, strength in the Lord. We're going 21 days following the script, of course, with me at the helm, making sure that we do everything it is that we need to do. Catherine, thank you for joining us. Catherine says she can't wait to start on Monday. Catherine is a part of the group that is starting on Monday. Catherine, listen, you're going to have to go back to watch the video just to get a lot of the information prior to it. But again, Catherine, thank you for joining me. Arizona, Marion, Cheryl, thank you all for joining me today. It has been fun talking to you guys and dispelling a lot of the myths that are associated with fasting from food, and welcoming you to the Daniel Fast Detox. Again, for those of you that are not in the program and may want to start on Monday, please give me a call at 801-4885. You will have the opportunity to start for this coming Monday. Additionally, for those of you that are not a part of it, may want the recipe book, you can also get the recipe book. The recipe book is also available at 801-4885. And to my girl at the printing place, I love you, honey. I appreciate you so, so much. Thank you all. And to my girl at hydrocolonic therapy. You know what? I need to stop. Daphne, thank you as well too for joining me and listening in. I can get myself in problems, because as much as I want to call names, I'm gonna call them anyway. Kalisa, thanks for printing. Dr. Teresa, thanks for hydrotherapy. And to Shanique, I want to thank you as well for being a part of just me and you. You and I, we do our thing. Shamin for hosting, CMOS on everything at her new location, Classy Loft. Let me tell you, and to Maddie, my girl. Listen, to all of you, to Lady Wells, listen, always got my back. I love you all. And if I haven't said it, happy, healthy New Year. I look forward to being a part of your health journey in 2024. This is your girl, nutritionist and nutrition coach, signing out. Listen, I can't wait for Friday. We gonna cook up a storm. And for any of y'all who want to join me in my kitchen, let me know, because y'all are welcome, because I always cook a lot of food, because I know a lot of people like me love to eat. And I want to say a special thank you to, you know who you are. Thank you for being the breath of fresh air in my life. Love you all. Happy 2024, and I'll see you again soon on another video. I can take my glasses off. See y'all soon.